Your court television news starting now.
Welcome, everybody, and good evening. This is episode 19 of the NJ Courts TV news station. I'll be your host this evening. Well, so will Rio. Obviously, you can hear him in the background. I'll be your host this evening, NJ Courts. I want to say big thank you for everybody's patience. I'm back. I know it's been just maybe over a month or just under a month since I've done a live broadcast of some sort. So thank you for everybody's patience. Just to get straight to it, I was basically took some time off for myself, took some time off the internet, and now I'm back. So let's get straight to it. I'm going to give just probably a couple of minutes for the notifications to go out, being that I haven't been on for a month. I don't even know how that's working now. If it's working in my favor, hopefully notifications went out earlier when I posted this stream a couple hours ago. But if not, usually the notifications do go out once I start the stream. So that's usually why, like I said, I'll give it a few minutes. That way, those people that haven't, say, for example, the first notification didn't go out, at least we can give it some time for people to come in that maybe just getting the second notification, if that makes sense. But anywho, in the meantime, let's take some time to say hello to everybody. And boy, oh boy, just in the last couple of days that I kind of came back on the internet, started kind of, browsing the tubes, as you can say, and kind of just trying to update myself as to what I missed within the last month. Holy schmoly, June has been one fucked up month. And excuse my language, but that's probably the best way I can put it. And we're going to be going over some of June's shenanigans, starting off first with some court updates. We've got some court hearings that are going to be going on. Tomorrow is one of them, and a few more for the month of June, as well as I'll get you some court dates for July and August. So that way we're all up to date as far as what we can expect the next couple of months. And within those updates, or as we get into those updates, we're going to be getting into some of the people like you saw in the thumbnail. We've got Tone that just recently got arrested. For those of you that who are familiar with the live streamer named Tone. Hampton Brandon, believe it or not, was arrested again. He was arrested in the state of Pennsylvania, more specifically in Philadelphia. So I've got all the latest and greatest info on that. We're going to watch some video clips to get us updated tonight. I've got some brand new paperwork on the Blackout Andy DUI case that we're going to go over, so stay tuned for that. And then we're going to finish off tonight's show going over the latest news. If you guys didn't catch it already, it's made a lot of national news stations already in regards to the tragic event that unfolded a few days ago in Las Vegas between a couple of YouTubers that ended in the death of two individuals. And I'll get more into that story once we get to that point of the news broadcast. So again, thank you for everybody for joining me this Wednesday evening. It is officially Wednesday, June the 11th, 2025. Just to give you guys a reminder, I believe this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, is Father's Day. So as a kind of a reminder to those that celebrate Father's Day, you've got a few days to figure out what present you're going to get your daddy. Also, this weekend is going to be, well, again, I can't predict the future, but I have a feeling with the riots going on right now in LA and in New York and some of your bigger cities, and with the already planned march or protest that'll be going on this weekend, which is the No Kings protest, I think it's what it's been dubbed. As well as, for those of you that didn't know, President Trump's birthday is going to be this weekend, and he's going to be celebrating it with a military parade. It's actually, they're going to be celebrating a couple of birthdays this weekend in Washington. You've got President Trump's birthday, and you've got the Army's 250th birthday anniversary that'll be celebrated on June 14th of 2025. That'll be this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, right? 11th is Wednesday, 12th is Thursday, 13th is Friday, 14th is Saturday. All right, folks. So I think I already said I was going to wait a few minutes and I was going to say hi, but I think those few minutes already went by. But I don't want to be rude because it's been a month. So let's go down the line and say welcome to everybody. Oh, and before I forget, I want to say a big thank you to Jade. Jade has become an official member of the jury. Thank you, Jade, for becoming a member of the jury. You guys know what to do in the chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. I hope we still got some jury members. I hope the jury members didn't leave me just because it'd been a month. And if those of you that have stayed, I appreciate y'all. No, I'm just kidding. I know most of y'all stayed. So again, thank y'all for your patience, and can't wait to start the rest of the month going, or can't wait to get the rest of the month going. So Jade, this Gavel Slam goes out to you. Thank you again for your membership and continued support, my friend. All right. I knew if I didn't say thank you to Jade, I was going to forget. So starting from the top, and hopefully you guys can see me. All right. Sounds like you guys can hear me and see me. So I just saw some Gavel Slams in chat. Did I get to the top? I did. We had Token first in chat, followed by Boy Oh Boy, What Happened Now? That's a very interesting name. Second in chat. Then we had coming in third, if I can get my scroll button to work, Kathleen. Can't wait. Missed you. I missed you too, Kathleen. Candy Cane in fourth. What up, Candy Cane? We got Jade, who just turned a member today. So welcome, Jade. We've got Miss Ella. So good to know you're back. Yes, I am. We've got Phil McCracken, another member of the jury. It's very clear that Tone's the byproduct of years of incest in his family's genetic history. We've got I Am a Dope, another member of the jury. Yes, don't forget, choose all messages in your chat filter. I always have to remind myself. So thank you for reminding everybody. Let's freaking go. We've got Brooke Space Lynn in chat. What up? Roofer, what up, Roofer? Got our first member of the Mod Squad checking in chat. And of course, a member of the jury, actually an OG member of the jury, as you can see by that OG badge next to Super Roofer. What up, Roofer? We got Queen Mother in chat. Hello. We've got CB. Hold on. CB, this better than nothing. I think I said it right. Welcome. We'll get to that Tone update. What up, DJ Darren RV? Good to see you. Flexing that ninja muscle as always. All right. What up, Black Widow channel? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. An OG member of the jury. And I appreciate your continued support. I hope you're all well. And I hope I don't know if you did a garden this year, but if you did, I hope everything's going good and that you have a very successful harvest this year. Whoa, hold on here. I want to say also a big thank you to a lot of the people that in the kind of background, whether it was through Instagram or through emails, that had reached out to me concerned about how I was doing, or what was going on, if everything was okay. And for those that I may not have gotten back till maybe just a few days ago, I apologize. Like I said, I did take kind of a break off of a few platforms, which Instagram was one of them, as well as obviously YouTube. But a big thank you, though, to all those that did reach out to me. I even had some folks that were so kind to keep supporting the channel through kind donations, knowing that because of my situation, obviously I wasn't going to be doing live streams, which is the way that, we pay these bills like we have for the last road trip that we just took. So a big shout out to those individuals. As a matter of fact, one of those individuals has just donated right now, and is the reason that it just reminded me to give a shout out to that person and other individuals. You guys know who you are. Like I said, that checked in on me and that really were very supportive. And thank you for your kind generosity and just kindness. Okay. And that individual is Gold Girl. So Gold Girl, I don't know if you're already in chat, but I think we just got a $20 donation from Gold Girl. We sure did. That says, welcome back, NJ Courts. What up, Gold Girl? And thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate that. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels for Gold Girl. And also, this Gavel Slam not only is going to go to Gold Girl, but it's going to go to all those people. You guys know who you are. That showed a lot of love this last month while I was off the tubes. Again, I thank you all. This Gavel Slam goes out to you all. Most importantly, this Gavel Slam goes out to you, Gold Girl. All right. Continuing down the line, we got Kelly. We've got, it says hello. What up, Kelly? We've got Sarah Nice with That's a chili emoji, or I'm sorry, I'm on my laptop, so they're like super small on here. And then we've got Shell 97, another member of the jury. What up, Shell 97? 1 second here. I kind of lost my place. Okay, no, I didn't. I'm back. Going down the line. We've got Jack Mahoff. What up, Jack Mahoff? Good to see you in chat. We've got Cameron. What up, Cameron? Another member in the chat. What up, what up? Yes, and rip to the victims, man, for sure. We've got Go Girl 9 in chat. There you are. Welcome back, NJ Courts, another member of the jury. As a matter of fact, an OG member of the jury. We've got Mary in chat. What up, Mary? Good to see you. Going down the line. Going down the line. Cookie Puss. What up, what up, what up, Cookie Puss? Good to see you. Miss Ella. Okay, I think I did say hello already to Miss Ella, but just in case I didn't. All right, I think I made it down to the bottom. And welcome to everybody. In case I missed somebody, wasn't my intentions. Hello to those that I did miss. Again, welcome to everybody in the chat. Welcome to my replay crew. So for those of you that might be joining in a little bit later, tomorrow, maybe a few days from now, shout out to the replay crew. You guys know who you are. I don't. All right, so let's get this show started. It shouldn't take too long. I am a little rusty, so, you know, I might be a little bit talkative. I might kind of lose my place, as I always do, kind of start drifting into random things. No, I'm just kidding. No, for the most part, I came in pretty prepared today because, like I said, you know, hadn't been back in a while, so I didn't want to come on and just it being a complete flop of a show. So, yeah, let's do some court updates. That way, get my voice going here, get me into the flow. As a matter of fact, let me grab my water bottle that got launched on that last gavel slam. Take a little swig. All right. And I don't know if you guys saw, well, you guys heard Rio in the back, but what's Dobby's new name? Dobby Sue. There we go. Dobby Sue is doing just fine. Dobby Sue was just behind me a second ago. I don't know where Dobby Sue went, but all right, let's go. So I'm going to kind of try to go in order. So basically, I'm going to get you guys court updates as far as our June court dates into July, and then we'll just finish up with August. We'll just go basically we'll cover all the summer dates. In some of these updates, they're just going to be a date, and we're going to move on. A date and time, we move on to the next one. Some of these updates, we're going to go over some paperwork. Some of these updates, we're going to go over a clip and maybe some paperwork. So just hang tight, enjoy the show. I'm going to be saving the story in regards to the shooting and incident that happened in Las Vegas between the YouTubers for the last part of the show. And we're going to be watching a clip and reading a news article having to do with that and have a small discussion. So for the most part, it shouldn't be too long of a show, but should be pretty interesting. I would say very informative. And we'll try to keep it, under 2 hours is usually what I try to do. But you know how it goes. Sometimes it can go way past. Sometimes it can go under. But either way, I appreciate you guys joining me this evening. I know there's so many awesome fucking shows going on right now in the YouTube world, that you guys could be watching right now. And you chose to hang out with me, NJ Courts, tonight. So I greatly appreciate that. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Just get everything here ready. All right, so let's start off with a court update for tomorrow. We have a court hearing that is going to go down tomorrow. As a matter of fact, this court hearing originally was, I guess, basically a reschedule. Well, I call it a reschedule. The courts call it a give me 1 second. Let me get the exact term here. See, I thought I was prepared. Now I'm not. No, I'm just kidding. I am. I'm just having a brain fart, but I got to fix my own brain fart here. The courts call it a, let's see here. what do they call it? Oh, a request for continuance. There we go. So this individual originally had a hearing that was supposed to go down on April the 23rd, if it's my understanding. That was actually when I was in California, I think, during that time frame. And for whatever reason, and I'll give you my opinion here in a bit, there was a request for continuance. So basically, they continued their hearing that was supposed to go down on April the 23rd for tomorrow, June the 12th. If you guys haven't figured out who I'm talking about already, it is Blackout Andy, aka Ravi Dama. So old little Ravi had, like I said, a hearing back in April the 23rd. My opinion is that he called his lawyer and asked for a continuance because he was probably afraid of some court coverage that he thought might have been going down since NJ Courts TV was in the state of California. But unbeknownst to him, I was never planning on doing any coverage of Blackout Andy's hearing on the 23rd. But I have a feeling, again, my opinion, that that's probably the reason a request for continuance was done. And so now we're here. So tomorrow, June the 12th, he has a hearing. I think it's going to be sometime in the morning. Let's see here if there's a time just for those that may be interested in appearing, because I know we got a lot of California people down there. This is going to be at so it's the Superior Court of California, County of Orange, and they have a few justice centers. So if you're interested in going to tomorrow's hearing, it's going to be at the Harbor Justice Center. That one's at the 4601 Jamboree Road in Newport Beach, California. So basically, you'd be heading to Newport Beach. And let me get you a time. That one I might have to jump over to his court paperwork. So let's just go here. Share some screens here. All right, so this is the case information for Mr. Blackout Andy, aka Ravi Dama. Again, this is all public information that you guys can access. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent. All right, let me change you over to this next screen. So this is his new case here. Share this tab. Okay, so now you guys should be able to see what I'm looking at. So his next hearing is going to be, let's see, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. I'm highlighting it right here for you. And it's going to be a pre-trial is what it's labeled as, courtroom H10. Now, I did get, just in time for tomorrow's hearing, I did just get some paperwork in yesterday, as a matter of fact, from the district attorney's office for the County of Orange. And they basically sent me everything that was available publicly through a FOIA request about his case so far. So I'm going to share that with you guys right now. So just hang tight. Again, I'm just kind of a little rusty, but I'm kind of getting back into the hang of this. We'll shut that off. And let me get over to the other paperwork. So this is paperwork that you guys haven't seen yet. Whoa, we got some new people coming in. I see somebody waving at Dawson. What up, Dawson? Another member of the jury and a member of the Mod Squad. Sorry, I didn't mean to be too loud. We've got Melissa Turtz coming in. What up, Melissa Turtz? We've got Omar Patino coming in. We've got Bedbound Patriot coming in. Welcome to all the new members and new folks coming on in. All right, so paperwork. So this is going to be all new paperwork that you guys haven't seen. We're just going to browse through it really quick. I'm not going to sit here and take too much time. Like I said, I know for most of y'all, you don't really care about this individual, but you know, this is a case that we have been following for over a year now, I think. So off and on. So we're definitely going to conclude this coverage, whether it's tomorrow or, you know, in a few other, you know, again, I don't know if it's, you know, going to go to a plea deal or if it's going to go to a jury. You know, that's basically the only two ways it can go. So let me share this other paperwork here for you. Share screen, window. Is it Chrome tab? Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Got it right here. All right. So again, this is all public information that you guys can access. Well, actually, if you did a FOIA request, you could have accessed this, but now you can access this through my stream. But again, if you did want to access this yourself, all you have to do is go to their website. This is the district attorney's office for Orange County, and just do a FOIA request. They have a little form that you fill out, and basically you can put in, requesting paperwork for all court documents available to the public, something like that. All right, so starting from the top, just showing you here, Superior Court of California, County of Orange. Let's see here. This is the complaint that was filed. So it says a complaint was filed in the Harbor Justice Center, Newport Beach facility, charging that on or about March 30th of 2024, you committed a violation of section or sections 23152, open parentheses, G, close parentheses, VC, driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs, a misdemeanor in the state of California. Now, when it says you, this is referring to Blackout Andy, a.k.a. Ravi Dama. This is what he received as far as paperwork. All right. Then going down here, it looks like the district attorney's office filed for a protective order on the body cam footage. So it was very important for their office to have this body cam footage basically protected, meaning that they didn't want it accessible to the public, to the media. Now, they're not saying that it can't be. They're just saying as the case is going, it won't be. As a matter of fact, there's even a paragraph here that says, Sections 4 and 5 of this protective order shall be null and void if the Orange County District Attorney's Office releases any body-worn camera recordings to the public domain, including but not limited to the media, a public internet website, or any social media platform. Okay? What they don't want them doing is releasing any footage that may be going into evidence right now, obviously while the case is going on. So to just make it easy for their office, they just went ahead and put this order in. But again, after the case, that's a different story. Now, am I going to get body cam footage or request it? I may, or I may not. But for those that may be interested, there you go. Some other documents that were in this request that came through. There was a few of these requests for continuances. So this is the one that his attorney submitted, and this is the one that was submitted on the April 23rd date, which was supposed to be his last court hearing. And then they went ahead and rescheduled it for tomorrow. And it says the reason for continuance is further discovery. Now, that's also what it says on their last continuance, which was he had a court date that was scheduled for April the 1st. And then on that date, he didn't show up, and his attorney went ahead and submitted another request for continuance. And that's when they, again, saying review discovery pretrial, and then they went ahead and scheduled it for April 23rd. But then they went ahead and submitted this other continuance, as you can see right here. And now it's scheduled for tomorrow. Again, my opinion for the second continuance is I think he thought I was going to be there to cover his court hearing. And I think it's funny, especially coming from an individual that I've not only had so many screen recordings sent to me of him doxing me, my family, threatening me, if I was to come to California, yada, yada, yada. With all those threats, I just think it's hilarious that this bozo ended up having his attorney put in a request for continuance. But hey, maybe it was for further discovery. Again, that was just my opinion. This was pretty interesting here, and then we're going to move on. This was let's see here. Oh, yeah, this was interesting here. So this was the complaint, okay? So it's the state of California, the plaintiff versus Ravi Raj Dama, and it says, the Orange County District Attorney charges that in Orange County, California, the law was violated as follows. Count 1. On or about March 30th, 2024, in violation of Section 23152G of the Vehicle Code, driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs, a misdemeanor, Ravi Raj Dama did unlawfully drive a vehicle while under the combined Okay, keyword combined influence of an alcoholic beverage and a drug or drugs. I declare under penalty of perjury on information and belief that the foregoing is true and correct. Dated 2/18/2025. So again, I don't have any other information, so I can't say what the drug or drugs were that they're saying he was charged under a combined influence of alcoholic beverage and drug or drugs. Could have been anything from something as simple as marijuana to anything else you can think of, you know. And again, I'm not making any allegations. It does just say under the combined influence of an alcoholic beverage and a drug or drugs. So maybe that'll be information we'll find out as the case proceeds and we keep, you know, requesting more case information, or once the case is over, if the state decides to release the body cam footage, maybe that information will come out. Let's see here. And that was about it. Yeah. Basically, what? 6-7 sheets. So, all right. Well, that was just something I wanted to share with you guys. So that covers or finishes our coverage on Blackout Andy. So that hearing will be tomorrow, and I will get you guys an update either through kind of like a live news update or maybe just like a post as far as what happened tomorrow, whether it was continued again, whether they pled or it goes into a trial. Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. Let's see here. Action Man. Don't forget about Action Man, a.k.a. Aaron Travis. He's got his court hearing still going on. He's got a hearing going on June 30th at 9:15 a.m. So this is going to be the continuance of his case for the felony charge that he's facing of, and let me go ahead and bring up his case information now up here for us on the screen. Give me just 1 second. One felony count of engaging in organized criminal activity. Again, this stems from his arrest date of September 27th of last year. And he had been indicted by a grand jury, I think at the beginning of this year, which made it pretty much official in layman's terms. And basically, yeah, that was on January 22nd of this year. That was the indictment by the grand jury. And let's see here. Pretrial hearing is what they've got this hearing labeled as on the 30th of this month, 9:15 a.m. This will be again in the city of Austin, more specifically the 390th District Court, in case you want to be in a public attendance, which is your right. So Austin, Texas, June 30th, 9:15 a.m., the 390th District Court. All right, moving on. Hampton Brandon. Oh, yes. Old HB, a.k.a. Brandon Grosso. So let me get back here to the main screen so I can read comments. If you guys remember where we last left off with Brandon, he had gotten in some trouble down in Florida, but he had basically, out of all the trouble he gotten, he basically got just, I think, some probation or something similar probation, and that was about it, okay? So we had finished all our coverage on him. He had finished all his cases. We moved on from Brandon, although don't forget, he was still wanted in the state of California for some other serious charges, including a felony or some felonies. If you guys remember, that's basically what started the original coverage we did on Hampton Brandon, which was already over a year ago. So he caught himself, I guess, basically what I'm going to do just to get into the Hampton Brandon arrest coverage. And again, he was arrested again. So this is not having anything to do with his arrest in Florida. He was arrested again in the state of Pennsylvania, more specifically in the city of Philadelphia or in one of the suburbs there. But it's Philadelphia County. I have his paperwork, court paperwork that'll be going over here lastly. But first, I just want to give you the best way we can kind of just give you a very, I say brief, but it'll be, you know, probably a 12-minute clip to give you kind of an update on what Mr. HB's been up to since he's left the state of Florida up until about, you know, the time he's gotten arrested and then going forth. We're going to feature a clip that just got featured a few days ago on the IRL Moments clip channel. I know most of y'all probably know who the IRL Moments clip channel is. Very big clip channel. I think they've got over 50K subs, and we've been featured here. The NJ Courts TV channel has been featured a couple of times, as a matter of fact, on that clip channel. So shout out to the IRL Moments clip channel, and give me just a minute. We're going to refer to their clip here. I will share the link. That way, if you guys want to check it out yourself, or you guys want to sub up, just in case you're not subbed up to IRL Moments clip channel, which I highly recommend you do, definitely check out that link. So just give me a minute and we'll get that pulled up here for you. There it is. Let me get the link here first before I hit play. Share that with you guys in chat. Sharing it right now. Ski Mask Andy update. I think I actually got a notification that he was live just a couple of hours ago. So unless he deleted his live stream, I'm sure you can check it out. I haven't seen it, but I just got the update, like I said, but I'm going to take a wild guess here. Again, I'm not a fortune teller, although I have played one as a meme, and the meme version of the fortune teller I've played has been right. I think almost 5 out of the 5 fortunes we've told. But here we go. Meme fortune teller says he just got a phone, although somebody just stole his last phone. This phone sucks, so he still needs money so he can get a new phone. And send him money still because he still is homeless, although he's probably going to be streaming and getting Wi-Fi from the same place he's been crashing out the last year and a half or year that he's been kicked out of his parents' home. And and that he still has to steal food and other things, and that's why you should send him money. I'm just going to crack a guess at that. And then he's gone. All right. What up, White Sammy Sosa? All right, here we go. Hampton Brandon, I just shared the link for IRL Moments clip channel. If you want to check out the clip yourself, let me get it on full screen mode, and I will shut up. All right, where is it at? Where the heck did it go? Did I just lose the stream? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Just a quick technical difficulty. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. It is about a 12-minute clip. And we're going to watch the whole clip. So if you need to take a break or if you already seen the clip, I suggest you do it now. Otherwise, it's a really good clip. And shout out again to the IRL Moments clip channel. Here we go.
Come on. To be a healthy hand person, gotta get a grip. Got my own set of problems that I gotta fix. It's why I'm playing. When they out here turning tricks, grandma's still holding pounds, yeah, trying to flip. Always hot step because I'm always on a mission. Magnify vision, quarterback in my position. Turn the words into money, it's gonna take the bit thick and stain, sucker freeze, gonna keep me out of prison. Left home a long time ago. I was in the music. Fast forward, present, was it all irrelevant? Because I get to see
is this
the
EBZ?
that I spent dark clouds hanging over me. What's so hard to find?
If anyone's watching this, let me know. I need money to get out to Texas. I don't know what else to say other than I don't have a ticket, and my other phones I'm using right now, I have to switch something and take something off, and then we're going to put it on. I'm going to be able to use a kick on it and have the chat up back. So once that happens, I'll be able to read. If you are watching me right now and you are appreciating me and you know I'm on my journey, help me get to Texas. Like Bruce Lee moves like water, well, Brandon moves like air. I have been attacked every which way, spiritually and emotionally. I have been left out with nothing with my family. I lost everything I basically owned. And I am now on my journey to greatness and success. This has been the last 2 weeks where I've been doing nothing but ignoring almost everybody and trying to exercise as much as possible. When I am finished, everyone will know my name. I don't care what situation I look like I'm in. And the day I get my reckoning, I'm getting a lot of apologies. Excuse me, OG. OG, I got a serious question for a serious person. No, it ain't early. It ain't early. It's the right time. It's the right time. Look, I got a serious question. Do I look like shit or not? Do I look like shit or not? It's because he's not in an SRT. He got the right whip. He's on the right track, but the wrong train. He got the Dodge, but it ain't the SRT. His cat ain't hissing.
Sometimes he can be funny, man.
Only have big bills. Only have big bills. I know.
You have Walgreens there. You need to go get change.
I can't.
We ain't going nowhere.
Nah, please.
Hey, we can stay right here.
I call supervisor that you keep rubbing your hands together and you're slicking, trying to think about what you're saying. I'm going to repeat myself again, or we could call a supervisor. We're a waste of everyone's time. So can you call a supervisor? I have to get somewhere. I have an emergency, a personal emergency. I'm not kidding. There we go. Please. Why are you acting like I got to go? But still, I should be allowed in there type.
Yeah, he's an OG.
Let me kick this gate open. Excuse me. Dude, I'm hung like a horse. You don't even know what fucking cloud is, little boy.
Don't take me, bro.
What? You're in public.
Don't take me.
Yo, start
bro.
pronouncing your words
Stop
properly. You sound like a low IQ. You know what? I believe you would do something because you have an extremely low IQ. You should not be out here with a pistol on your head.
Don't take me, bro.
You have a low IQ.
Yo, bro, I'm on that for real, bro.
I'm in public. I'm in
Don't
public.
play with me. I'm really like that.
All right, what do you got to do about it?
Fuck out of here.
All right, what do you about to do about it?
Out my face, man.
What do you got to do about it?
Nah.
I'm really on that. They'll let me fight.
Why are you walking so fast? Slow your roll.
Why are you so good?
Come on. No, not keep up.
Why are you so good? Like,
Look, all I gotta say is we should connect. You got a phone number?
you got IG? Why you so ghetto?
Wait a minute, officer. Sheriff, I have a question to ask you, bro. I was wrongfully taken to this hospital 3 years ago. And I don't have any history of mental illness. I don't take meds. And something very weird happened to me in California about a week before that.
What's your name?
I'm not going to address my identity right now. I want to ask you for advice.
I can't right now. I'm on the
Why not? Wait a minute. It's very serious advice. All right. Okay. Wait a minute though. It's my legal right to not address myself. Wait, no. I'm going to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for you to be done because you seem like the only person of authority here. And I would want your eyes to witness what I'm about to do personally before I do it. Something very serious happened to me at this hospital and it infringed my rights. And the fact that you're not doing anything about it as someone of authority and not interested, well, who is in charge here that I can speak to about a complaint here? I want to speak to a face-to-face individual and tell them my complaint about this particular hospital.
Okay, sir.
And what happened with the maintenance man inside this hospital. The maintenance man. They came into a secure part of the hospital and said something very personal that shouldn't have been said to me at a time where it was very weak in my mental. So I would like to speak about that.
Sir, you have any
I bet. No, I do have a complaint, but I want it face-to-face because my other ones haven't been heard.
Perfect. You can go tomorrow, because
No. Dude, it's bad.
Whoa! Yo, I think we can be twins now. Twinsies!
My family and anybody they're friends with, any of my family's friends, I'm probably going to go down over there and I'm going to harass the out of them with a group of at least 50 or 60 people on stream. Very soon.
And
They will have
him
no
and
peace.
between
Since
him
I have
and
no
Ski
peace,
Mask
you know, and they
Andy,
threw me away while I was
I
trying to
think
chase
them
my
hairlines
dreams.
are finally reaching,
My
catching
uncle
up
and
with their
mother
age.
will have
Is all I'm
no
gonna say.
peace. Agents of Chaos right here. Agents of Chaos right now. Agents of Chaos right now. Agents of Chaos. It's a homeless guy that I already know who already harasses me. This is Agents of Chaos. Homeless guy who harasses me. Another man randomly saying that I'm full of shit as he approaches. This is how it begins when you get stalked. They direct conversation. See how his feet are facing me? He's directing his conversation at me. This is how it starts. So let's go interview these idiots right now. They've been around every time something serious happens. They come. Let's document. This is deep state.
Went to the back, called the bank. They said no.
What's up, bro? You remember me?
I don't know.
Man, I met you a couple times. You're always out screaming when I was out screaming, getting dealt with. I see you only at certain times when terrible things are happening. Yeah. So continue your conversation. What happened? He's such a fucking liar. Who's such a liar? Who's lying about what? Shut up. Can you? You want me to show you how?
Show you?
Yeah.
You look up at work.
Bucky? Go ahead. What's your job? Man, what? He said what? He said go? All right, then go. Oh, you got selfies on me? You don't got no hands? Shut up. He brought up fighting weird shit. I'm not the one that's like, I wasn't even talking to you guys. I was talking to my chat. Hey, I remember faces, so tell him to holler at me whenever. I don't even got to do it. What? You're about to press me? He acted like he was going to go get a gun, and then he said, I'll be right back. If he comes out, it's going down. I don't think he's ever met someone like me in his life. I could tell by the way he's talking. I think he works with a bunch of squares. You guys never really did. So he just walks around like he's tough. He found the right one today. All he needs to do is just walk up and not use his mouth. Just walk. Show. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I just got pressed and dude acted like he was going to go grab a gun. Oh, they're yelling in my ear. Excuse me, family. Excuse me, family. YouTube videos.
Oh, shit.
He got a weapon.
Keep walking, bro. I swear to God, I'll bust your shit. Stop playing with me.
Uh-oh.
Why are you about to bust me? You try to fight me.
Yo, you was talking shit. Get the fuck off.
Don't try and hit me with that.
Shit.
No, I wasn't.
Watch your fucking mouth.
I wasn't talking
Everybody
shit.
not out here playing games.
Right, not me neither, bro.
You are playing games.
No,
I
I'm
want to know you.
You're going to hit me?
I will bust your shit. You out here playing games. Ain't nobody out here playing games.
All right, whatever. Hold up.
Ain't
I'll be
nobody
right
out here
back.
playing games.
All right, I'll be right back. Watch this. You want to see the games? You have that game you just played? Watch.
I don't even need it.
Let me walk away. Watch this. See that back, dude. He's screaming at me with weapons. I got a stream going. It wasn't to you. Bro, are you out of your mind? You were screaming at me. It's on camera. That's crazy. I'm not doing nothing. I'm really on stream, bro. If you hit me, I'm going to come back.
Look at you.
All right, bet. That's it. Look, go to work. I'm not even, bro, chill.
No, it's your pocket, bro. What you got in your pocket? Yeah, go ahead.
I got too much in my head. Shit.
What did I do? Oh, wait, what did I do? Disturbance in there, so you have to do more.
He said I caused a disturbance?
Yes, so you have to do. You getting trespassed, you can't come
Wait,
back.
what did they say I did? Wait. Well, where's the proof? There's no proof.
Listen, we not doing all that. This is why we
There's
here.
no proof. What did I do? For
can come out
streaming?
on your own.
I'm just gonna turn my stream off then.
That's beyond streaming.
So then what issue?
Come on.
How is this legal?
Listen, if you want to
You
get put
keep
out,
wanting to touch me. I don't want to be touched. I just want to know what's going on.
You're going to have to start moving.
All right, then excuse me. I'll go this way.
I'm following you anyways. Come on.
I got an awesome issue.
Yo, you got an issue with Sir.
I'm trying to get out of here.
See, now you're going to now we're going to see this.
Whoopsies.
This is me in the Rio Grande River, hopping the border between Mexico and the United States. Just last year alone, over
folks,
2 million
that
migrants
is the
entered
clip. Again, shout out to the IRL Moments clip channel for all their hard work and due diligence for putting out all them clips out there. They cover a lot of different a lot of different communities, but mainly a lot of IP2 stuff. So for those of you that have not subbed up to them, I highly recommend you do. Great clip channel. One of the OG clip channels for sure. All right. So following up what we just saw, if you guys caught the beginning of that clip, it mentioned that Hampton Brandon had been released from jail. They got it spot on right. They mentioned something about he had been arrested possibly for trespassing. Well, we're going to go ahead and refer now to the case information from Mr. HB out of Philadelphia County, which I don't know where he's at currently right now in the country or world. But I have a feeling he's probably not going to be showing up to court. Again, that's just my opinion, and that's based on his history. You know, he is still running from a few serious charges out of the state of California. And then, like I said, finished up either getting probation or some type of probation or something similar to it in Florida for all the charges that he had faced down there. So obviously it doesn't look like he learned too much, but it is just a misdemeanor. So I guess in the world of criminals, that's not a big deal. But for the most of us, you know, we wouldn't want that on our record. That's for sure. All right. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the case information for Mr. Hampton Brandon, a.k.a. Brandon Grosso. Let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. No, you can't. That's why I always check. There you go. Now you can. So all public information, nothing new at the top, you know, just going to have all his personal info, like his height, weight, all that, blah, 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 blah. He was arrested, looks like on May the 30th or just at the end of May and, you know, call it beginning of June. But official day was May 30th of this year. He has a scheduled court date for June 24th. So Mr. Hampton Brandon actually wraps up the people that we have scheduled for court dates that we're following for the month of June. So 12 p.m. is his court time, and that is going to be at room 404. He is facing a charge of criminal trespassing, which is, I think, what they consider a misdemeanor in the state of Pennsylvania, more specifically the county of Philadelphia. So whether he'll be showing up to court, that's up to him. Again, I'm not a fortune teller, but just based on his past history, and especially if he's not currently in the state of Pennsylvania, I have a feeling most likely he's not. So, but we'll wait and see. We'll give him his credit. But come that date, I will get you more of an update as far as what's going on with Hampton Brandon, assuming he hasn't been arrested or gotten any other trouble between now and the 24th. So, all right, y'all. That wraps up June's court cases. Let's go ahead and move to July. So, I'm going to be really quick for a few of these, and then because we're going to get to some pretty interesting people here for July, or actually when we get to August. So I'm going to kind of be quick in July because once we get to August, I want to spend some time talking about the few of the individuals. One of them being Tone, who has a court hearing August 4th. And we'll get into what Tone did just most recently that got him in all this trouble that he's facing on his court date in August. Mr. Bass, most recently, again, I had to go back and check my live streams, and I didn't do one. So this is going to be new news. Now, it might not be news for you, new news for some of you all, but as far as this channel releasing the news, it is. You know, we had already been covering the like 6 or 7 charges, which included a bunch of felonies. Was our last coverage on him, and I think he had a court date in I think June. Actually, it was just a few days ago, which he now has a court date coming up in August for that case. But that was the case we originally were covering him on. Okay, that had to stem from him. Sending some people allegedly over to Alex Novell's premiere for his documentary, yada yada yada. Remember that? Well, apparently he was arrested again not too long ago and is now got 3 new charges he's facing in addition to those other charges we originally were covering him on. And he's got another court date now in October. So he has a court date coming up in August 29th, and then a new court date coming up October 31st. So this guy just does not stop getting in trouble, man. And he is released. He's been released since then. And so we'll go over all that once we get to August. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Tone, Mr. Bass when we get to August. And then we're going to be wrapping up tonight's broadcast with talking about what happened in Las Vegas between some YouTubers a few days ago, which ultimately resulted in 2 people getting shot and killed. So really tragic story. We're going to watch a little video clip on what happened. You'll get to see, in a obviously in a video of what happened that's obviously formatted for what YouTube and the news can show, and we'll have a little discussion. But getting into July, who do we have as far as court cases in July? Marloverse, a.k.a. Charlos Marlo Cremetas. Remember, he's facing a few charges. He's got he's got 2 assault and battery charges on family members. And then on one of those cases, he's got 2 other charges that are tied in with that assault and battery on a family member. But anyways, he's got 2 individual cases he's facing. Both those cases and all those charges, he will be having a court case on July 23rd for. Now, not too long ago related to the Charlos or Marloverse case, you guys obviously know who Sunset City is. Okay, she's been on here a few times on kind of what I call the hot seat with NJ Courts TV, where we did a pretty intensive interview with her. I would consider it. But anyways, she reached out to me and wanted to share a little bit of information. Now, I did reach out to her since then and see if she wanted to come up and do an interview or talk about it on her own accord. Which when she had messaged me, she said she'd be willing to, but she's not reached back to me since then. So when she does, I may bring her back up if she wants to discuss what she wanted to talk about. But she did say it was okay to share what she had shared with me. So let me go ahead and share that with you. And this may not be new news for some of y'all that do follow both these individuals. But let me read this to you. So she said, this was on June the 2nd. And she said, "Hey, I left his maniac ass. If you ever want, I'm willing to do a very upfront, honest, candid interview. I've been staying in a DV shelter because he attacked me again. I'm getting a flight out of here tomorrow. You can watch my last 2 streams." So the last time we had reached out, she had talked about on May 15th about the motion that got withdrew. Remember, Charles had gotten in some trouble where they had evidence that him and her, because she's the victim in this case, were obviously together and they're not supposed to be. So they brought him back in court for that. They said the evidence didn't, I guess, qualify as strong enough evidence. And they dismissed or withdrew that motion. So that was the last update we had on Charles, on Marloverse, on Mr. Charles. And then I got that one on June the 2nd. So, and I haven't heard back since I invited or offered to invite her to come up and talk about, what's been happening with, I guess, her leaving him. So I hope everything's okay. But again, I know she's said before that she was going to leave him. And obviously, I think they were like living together. And this was during, I think, allegedly while these last charges were being or are still being, processed through the court system, which is a big no-no. So, again, I'm always going to be on the side that I hope everybody's safe in the situation that they're in. But again, at some point, when do people actually get the point to get real help and stop playing the back and forth game? You know what I mean? So anyways, well, let's move on. Vegan Patriot and Incel Bin Laden, they've got their little DV RO case going on between the two still. It is still an active case for those that are wondering. There is a date scheduled for July the 2nd at 1:30 p.m. That is their next court date. After that, I can get you guys an update. They don't tell you much. As a matter of fact, if I still have it up, I can even show you guys exactly where I'm pulling that information, which again is just the case information for that case, which is all public information that you guys can access. Yeah, I have it right here. Here it is. Let me share this tab with you. Make sure. Oh, you guys can't see it. Here it is. There it is. So hearing on DVOCOSC is how they have this hearing labeled. They have it as event type. 1:30 p.m., July 2nd, 2025, Department 124. It is still scheduled under status. And there it is. All public information. This is a DV as far as the case type. It was filed on April 9th of this year. So your petitioner is Vegan Patriot, a.k.a. Shay Brown, and your respondent is IBL, a.k.a. Nicholas Stephen Robinson. So, again, that'll be July 25th. And that's all I have as far as that. You know, they don't really share much on these family law type of cases, but I'm sure she'll probably share all the details of it. It's just whether it's true or not. You know, that's why we fact check. So I'll try to get you any updates when that date comes. All right, moving on. For those that are still following the Leticia Collins, a.k.a. Latite, shenanigans, she has an omnibus court hearing scheduled for July 28th at 8:30 a.m. I didn't have a chance to read the court notes, the most recent court notes. This was actually I think it was I don't know if it was a YouTube post or it was like a X post or an Instagram post that was shared with me, but basically it was a post that was shared that had a copy of like her like one of her case paper, one of the pieces of paperwork from her case that had her next court hearing, you know, and it was official, you can tell. So I haven't had a chance to read case notes. I just took a look at that. So all I have is just the next case date. But as far as giving you an update is what's been happening since my last update on her, I don't have anything. Once we get to July 28th or for the end of July, because we have a lot of hearings coming up in July, I'll get you obviously some more update and information on what's going on with Latite. But there are a lot of channels that do cover her. So I'm sure if you are actively trying to follow her case, I'm sure some of the channels that cover her specifically are probably doing a better job than I am as far as with the case study. So, you know, you won't hurt my feelings if you go over there and check it out. All right. Oh, shit. I think we just finished July. So we're going to get into August. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty stuff. So kind of like what I was talking about earlier with Mr. Based. He's got a hearing coming up August 29th at 9 a.m. And then he's got another hearing for these new charges. And I'm going to share that information with you right now. On October 31st. I think that's Halloween at 9 a.m. So we already have gone over the and we can go over them really quick. But obviously we started our case coverage on Mr. Base a whiles back. Okay. I think it was the alleged assault with Alex Novell. Remember when he allegedly hit him with the, I guess it was a selfie stick, and Alex had that cut on his forehead. And I forgot what the result of that case or what happened with that. I don't know if he was given probation or what had happened, but that had basically finished our last coverage on Mr. Base. Then he was arrested and charged with these last 6 or 7 charges, which was the last time we had started coverage again on him. And then it looks like he's been arrested again and picked up 3 additional charges to the slew of other charges that we're already covering that he already had. So those are going to be the ones I'm going to start off sharing with you first. And just in case you forgot what the previous charges that he's facing still, which he's got a hearing coming up in August for, I will give you a reminder here shortly. But so we don't get people confused, let's go ahead and jump to the most recent charges. Again, a lot of you may have already heard this news, but for our station, we have not broke these new charges or news yet. So here we go. So with Mr. Base, let me just jump over to his case information. Here it is. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent. So here you can see the 2 cases, okay? So this is the one that we were already covering where he's got an appearance date on August 29th. So that's not the most recent one. So as, you know, and the reason I know this or I saw this was, obviously I've been out for a month. So I'm going through all the cases I'm covering just to, kind of remind myself when their next court dates are coming up, right? So I knew Mr. Bass had a court date coming up in June or July time for the last charges we've been covering him on. And then as I'm pulling up his information, I noticed there was a new case number. And I said, what the F? And so I clicked on it, just like you see me clicking now. And then this came up. So let's start from the top here and make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent. So it looks like he was arrested. The incident that he was arrested on happened March 5th of this year. He was arrested on April 11th. And again, it has to do with an incident that happened March 5th. Now, I reached out to Alex Novell, and I guess allegedly this most recent incident that he was arrested on has to do with a wanted poster that he made with Alex's face on it. So I guess even with probably the judge warning him, to stay away from the victim or have nothing or contact to do with him, from the previous charges, it looks like he just didn't learn his lesson, allegedly made this wanted poster with his face on it. That probably happened on March 5th and then was eventually arrested on April 11th for that. So he is being charged. So his next appearance down here is going to be October 31st at 9 a.m. at the King's Criminal Court in New York, in the state of New York or New York City. And let's see here. His charges, these new charges he's facing, are going to be a DF, which I forgot what D stands for, but I know F stands for felony. So he's got a felony for a count of making terroristic threats. He's got a misdemeanor for one count of criminal contempt in the second degree, disobeying court. So that's him disobeying the court orders there. And then he's got an EF, which is the E and the D stand. I think that stands for like the type of felony. They have different classes, I think, if it's my understanding in New York. And I'll remember here in a bit, and I can remind myself just by Google searching it here, just in case I don't remember. But either way, I do know for a fact that the F stands for felony. So basically, he picked up another felony. This is the third charge for criminal contempt in the first degree. So these three charges include 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. Now, don't forget, these are 3 additional charges to the other charges that he's still going through the court process for, okay? Now, and I'm going to go to that case here in a minute, but just to show you, he did have his next day appearance. Looks like when he was arrested on the 11th, he had a next day appearance on the 12th. He was arraigned. He pled not guilty. They released him with non-monetary conditions. And then it looks like he had a hearing, or was supposed to have a hearing on the 4th. It says adjourned. And then he has now a hearing scheduled for October 31st. Okay. So let's go back now to the original cases here. So remember now, we've got his original case that we started coverage again on. And those charges, I think it was either 6 or 7 charges, are right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 charges. And those 7 charges, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. And I forgot what the visa violation. So basically now he's facing a total of 6 felonies and 3 misdemeanors and 1 violation between the 2 cases. So not looking very good for Mr. Bass. So we'll have some updates come August and October for Mr. Bass. All right, now Mr. Tone. Tone, a.k.a. Where's my other paperwork? Tone, a.k.a. Devin Anthony Reed. So I guess the best way to just kind of get into what's going on with him is to read the public information, or basically the local news that was published by, I think it's either the county or city's website that he got in trouble in. So, and then once I show you that, we'll jump over to his case information and I'll share everything that you can see through that website. But this is basically what happened to old Tone here. Let me just jump over here with you guys in chat. And if you guys have been asking me any questions in chat, I apologize. Let me wait till I get to a little break point. That way I can kind of catch up with you guys. And then if you guys have any questions, let me know. Kind of have a lot of information I'm going over with now, so it's kind of hard for me to do the cross-side thing. You know what I mean? But I'll get there. I'll get there. I promise. I'm not ignoring you on purpose. It's just because I'm really not paying attention to chat. I'll just put it out there. But welcome everybody just coming in. If I didn't have a chance to say hi to you earlier, I appreciate all the members of the jury being here and all your continued support. I appreciate all my mods for all your hard work and for your continued support. Thank you for being here, especially on obviously a late notice. I've been gone for a while, so I appreciate you being here tonight. And thank you for all the viewers for taking the time out of your Wednesday evening for being here this evening, whether you love me, hate me, or you're somewhere in between. And I hope for those that were somewhere in between after this badass road trip we just came back from, I hope that pushed you more to the you love me side. But hey, maybe you're still somewhere in between, and that's all right. All right, so let me take this off of here, and let's go ahead and read this article together, and then we'll just quickly look at his case info, and then that's gonna wrap up all our court updates, and we're gonna finish up tonight's broadcast, watching a few clips and reading some information on what happened in Las Vegas a few days ago. All right, so here we go. Tone. I try to put all this in order, and so far it's been working, thankfully. All right, here we go. All right, so let me share this tab with you guys. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Nope, that's why I always check. Here we go. Now you can. So this is out of Morganton, North Carolina. That's their website. It's going to be morgantonnc.gov. NC stands for North Carolina. Oh, I just said that. Sorry. But anyways, let's start from the top. So it says, Livestream video leads to 2 arrests for hit and run. News release date, May 30th of 2025. For immediate release, date, May 30th, 2025. Livestream video leads to 2 arrests for hit and run. On May 30th, 2025, Devin Anthony Reed, 28, that's a.k.a. Tone, of Lenoir, I don't know how I say that, and Michael David Lowe, 31, of Morganton, were taken into custody following an investigation into a hit-and-run incident that occurred on May 23rd, 2025 in Morganton. The investigation began when a concerned citizen reported Reed was live streaming on YouTube while driving a 2006 Honda Accord. The footage captured Reed striking a parked vehicle in Morganton and leaving the scene without contacting law enforcement. Michael David Lowe was identified as the passenger at the time of the collision. Further video evidence revealed reckless and unsafe behaviors, including distracted driving, suspected drug activity, and a second unidentified crash. Officers were able to analyze the video footage to locate where the hit and run occurred at in the city limits of Morganton. The victim's vehicle was located and damages were confirmed to be the result of a hit and run. Devin Anthony Reed, a.k.a. Tone, was charged with the following: hit and run, careless and reckless driving, mobile phone violation while operating a MV or motor vehicle. Michael David Lowe, his passenger, was charged with the following: failure to give information as a passenger in a collision. Lowe was arrested without incident at his residence. Reed, a.k.a. Tone, was later taken into custody without incident after an extended encounter with law enforcement in Caldwell County. I don't know what that means by an extended encounter, but maybe we'll find out later. You know, I haven't pulled or submitted any FOIA requests yet on this case, but I think I will. Both Reed and Lowe are scheduled to be in Burke County Court on August 4th, 2025. Morganton Public Safety would like to thank the community for their continued assistance in promoting safety and accountability. Kudos to you, Morganton County, and the resident or residents that were able to contact the Popos and let them know about this, these 2 driving around recklessly and probably allegedly high on some narcotics, if you know what I mean, especially if you've watched Tone enough. Come on, you know what I mean? You know exactly what his schlick is, what he does, and what he's all about. So, and not cool to be in a vehicle, especially if you guys have followed Tone. That 2006 Honda Accord that thing's probably got so many fucking dents in it from, hit and runs. It's not even funny at this point, But anyway, that's allegedly. I just know of the two that they're talking about here. All right, so let's cross-check these 3 charges that they're saying Tone is facing, which they're saying is hit and run, careless and reckless driving, and a mobile phone violation while operating an MV. So to cross-check that, we're just going to go straight to his case details. Again, this is all public information you guys can access. This is through the North Carolina Judicial Branch website. This is through the County of Burke. Defendant's name, Reed Devin Anthony, a.k.a. Tone. So he's been arraigned. Let's see here. Okay, so he's been arraigned on the following offenses: traffic hit and run, leaving a scene, property damage; traffic reckless driving to endanger; and an infraction of mobile phone violation of motor vehicle. So looks like what they published in the on that website, their online publication was correct. As far as, let's see, any other bit of information, all I think it's going to tell us is just the court date. And it says it's in the AM session, which means it's in the morning. But anything else, we're going to have to find out through FOIA request at this point. That'll either be through the police office that arrested him or police agency that arrested him to get the police report. And the mugshot that I think you see on that article that we just read is not the one from this most latest arrest. I believe that's actually an old mugshot, if I'm not mistaken. I swear I've seen that before. But either way, I can request the mugshot from this latest arrest, assuming that mugshot they're using is not the most latest. And then, of course, any information that has to do with the case, you have to do a FOIA request through the district attorney's office that's handling his case. So, and at this point, there's probably not going to be much because looks like he's probably got his first arraignment coming up August, or what did we say? Excuse me. Hold on. They say a court date of June 30th. So that may have been updated. Let's see here, because in the article they say August, right? Let me go back to that article. Yeah, it says there. Hold on. Both Reed and Lawrence Gillespie Burke County Court. So I don't know where they got that date or if that's changed or what. But according to here, it's saying court date 6/30/2025, session AM. So that's June 30th. Today's June 11th. So I apologize. I think we're going to have to move Tone into the June's month as far as court cases. But I guess we'll find out come June 30th. So there you go, ladies and gents. That wraps up as far as everything I had is with the court case updates. If I missed anything, please remind me or let me know once I get back in a chat to have a little discussion with you guys. I do know that we had been covering the Nick Rekieta case, and Nick Rekieta, tomato. And I think there's been some progression in that case from the last update that I did. Obviously, there's a bunch of other channels that are covering that case. So I still need to kind of follow up and see what's happened with that. And once I do, I can give you guys an update. But I know that's one that we started that I don't think I've finished because it's not been disposed of yet. But I didn't have a chance with everything else we had going on this evening to get to that. So I apologize. There's a lot that's been going on with this month that I caught myself up through Criminal Mindset, who's a big YouTuber that does a lot of legal and case coverage on other YouTubers, whether you like them or hate them. He's been doing coverage most recently on what's been going on with Johnny Somali and Vitali, which if you guys aren't aware, they're both, well, I know one's still, I think, incarcerated, Vitali, in the Philippines. And then I forgot where Johnny Somali's in right now. And I may have mixed the two up, but they're both, obviously internationally, and they're facing, being arrested or going to jail for a while. But I still need to catch myself up on what's going on with those two. I think Johnny Somali's in South Korea, isn't he? I don't know, but I'll catch myself up and then I'll catch you guys up. But either way, if you haven't been already following the Legal Mindset channel, they've been one of the big channels that I know has been covering both those cases. So I would probably refer you to that channel right now if you want to update yourself on both those cases until I can get you an update. All right. So with that being said, we're going to take a little what I call a chat break. So I'm going to take this out of the way. And if you guys have any questions for the next minute or two, I am now watching and looking at chat. So fire them away, and I'll try my best to answer them. Then here in about a minute or two, I'm going to finish up tonight's broadcast by reading you a news article. We're going to read it together on what happened a few days ago in Las Vegas between a couple of YouTubers. I've already read the article, and it did a really good job. There's, like I said, this already made the national news. So there's already a lot of articles, but this is the one that out of all of them that I read, I think covered just everything as thoroughly as you could, especially between the YouTube beef. And then we're going to watch a video clip of what happened, one that obviously you can play on YouTube and that the news media can play. But it is still graphic in nature, so I'm just giving you a forewarning now. What up, Roofer? We've got Roofer celebrating. Holy shit, a 25. Hold on. Dude, that is 2 years and 1 month, dude. You're definitely already like, what did we say? What's past quintuplet? Now that's like a 6-time OG, my friend. I appreciate all your support, Roofer. OG, 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 OG. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them motherfucking OG gavels for the OG himself, Super Roofer. We've got the Black Widow channel celebrating, 23 months, just under. We're going to call it a 2-year. You're a double OG Black Widow channel. Just officially got their double OG status. I appreciate your continued support for 2 years, my friend. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them OG gavels for the Black Widow channel. Oh my God, everybody's celebrating anniversaries tonight. We've got Shell97 celebrating a 2-year anniversary as a double OG officially today. 2 years here too. Time flew. Yes, it does, my friend. I appreciate those 2 years of your continued support, Shell97. This OG gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. Keep slamming them gavels, members of the jury. Hell yeah, member train. Woo, woo. If I had my train whistle, we definitely do a few little hoots on that, but I don't, so that was my best attempt at that. I appreciate all the OG's continued support. And again, I want to say a big thank you to all the members of the jury, whether you're a first-month member, a 3-year, well, I don't think we have 3-year members yet, but 2-year and 1-month members, 2-year, 1 year, whatever, 6 months, 5 months. All the jury members, I appreciate all your continued support. You guys are the core of this channel. Without you guys, we probably wouldn't be here. I'm going to be just straight up. So, again, I thank you to all the members of the jury and all your monthly continued support, my friends. And we're going to have some new emojis, as promised, coming up here very soon. So I'm going to be working on that. And I got a lot of catching up to do. So, be patient with me. I'm trying my best, and we'll get there. We'll get right back on track. As I'm going to steal this from old HB. Hampton Brandon said, "We're on the right track, just the wrong train." I'm just kidding. I just had to say that. It was fucking hilarious when he used it. All right, so let's get to that article. Let's get to some serious stuff here. Let me just kind of clear the chat. Oh, I didn't have the chat. Let me see if there was any questions here. Sorry. Brian Murphy says, I want to sue Saint 10. Can I? Brian Murphy, that's between you, the big man upstairs, whatever civil court you may be suing him in, and Saint. I'm not too sure what's happened between the two of you, but if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me through Instagram and through the channel's email. Again, I am not a lawyer, nor do I give out any legal advice, but if you want to reach out and talk about it, by all means. We've got, let's see, let me go up here. Got some crab dances going on. Thank you, Black Widow channel. Let's see here. JJPB says, when are we going to see another VP spoof? Last one was funny as hell. Well, just to give you a reminder, if you didn't already see it, she's still here. She's right behind me. The VP's always in chat, in memory. I don't know. We'll see. I know a lot of people really miss Dobby Sue, so we'll see. I might be working on one. Maybe I might be even copywriting the name Vegan Patriot. Well, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. You guys want some VP merch? Anyways, let's see. Any other questions going down the line? I think what Brian Murphy was talking about was maybe losing your mod illegally, as far as why you may want to sue. Not sure. I just saw that right now. Let's see. Oh, somebody talking about something going on. Also, somebody had mentioned to me in Instagram that I guess Billy John was possibly arrested being as part of, I don't know if he was down filming these riots, because obviously, he's in Los Angeles. But I tried reaching out to him in the Instagrams, to see if he was okay. And he didn't reach back out to me, but I did notice that he went live today. So I'm assuming he's okay. I don't know if maybe he was handcuffed and then let go. Again, somebody said that it may happen on Livestream. I don't know. So I'm not sure if any of y'all saw that or know of anything that would happen with Billy John. But based on the fact that he's did a live stream earlier, is still live, I think he's obviously out of jail. But yeah, I reached out to him to see that if everything was okay and see what happened. But he never reached back to me. But somebody had asked me about that in Instagram, just talking about questions. Roofer says SJC got attacked at the riots. Yeah, I haven't been able to catch much just in the last few days, and just basically what I've seen on the TV news, not through YouTube. But I know there are a few YouTubers down in Los Angeles, and I would imagine, if they're going to be wanting to, film content, that would be it. I'm wondering how it's going to go this weekend, because you got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening already with those No King protests that were already planned to go on this weekend. It's my understanding, I guess they've already deployed National Guard as well as Marines down to Los Angeles to support the LAPD, which is pretty insane. So, I mean, that must tell you the severity of what's going on down there. I know there's been some really bad weather going on in the Midwest. So for all my Midwest folks, I hope you're all okay. I hope everybody, I know you probably have friends and family, even though they may not be as part of this community or channel. I hope everybody's okay. So, positive thoughts to my friends out in the Midwest. He is fine, Brian Murphy says. Okay. Well, like I said, I what I saw in the national news didn't look good and didn't make me happy. What I saw was literally a clip of somebody throwing a huge rock, probably a good 30-pound rock over a freeway overpass that landed right through the windshield of a looks like either a highway patrol or LAPD SUV. And this wasn't one of the ones that was already, nobody was in there and just left, abandoned. No, this was one that was driving. So I've already told you guys a long time ago about a story about a young girl that was killed by somebody doing that, throwing a rock over a freeway overpass that came down and killed a girl. She was just driving to work. Okay. That could have easily happened if it didn't happen already to one of these officers or one of just these innocent bystanders driving on the freeway. That's no joke. As a matter of fact, I hope that through the media or through, social media, whatever, that they can find out who exactly that fucking person was that threw that rock and charge him with attempted murder, because that's exactly what that is. That's not how you do a protest, and it's sad because what they're doing is what kills the organizations that try to do real legal protests. That is a First Amendment right, and I'm a huge backer, and endorser of our constitutional rights. You guys know that. But you got to do it the legal and right way, man. And the way that they've been doing these protests, from the Black Lives Matter to this shit that you're seeing now, is not the way you protest. And like I said, sadly, it's what now these younger generations, this is what they see, and this is what they learn, and that's now what they put together or what they affiliate with as a protest. They don't know anything about what a real protest is supposed to be like what they used to be like. And that's sad and that's scary. So I hope they get that shit in control, and I hope there's no more lives being taken, and I hope no more people getting injured. But I have a feeling it's going to get worse as this weekend goes. Marfin support group. What up? Good to see you. Another member of the jury. Blackout Andy and Alex Mayers kissing in a tree. They about to easy. All right. So let's get going with the last bit of news I wanted to share with you guys. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys, and we're going to read this together. And then, like I said, we're going to play a clip. It's graphic in nature, but again, it's obviously what is allowable on YouTube and on the news stations and what they're showing. So we're going to play that so you guys can get more of an idea of exactly what happened. But the article does a really good job of, kind of describing the backstory between these two YouTubers and what led to this shooting. So let me get that pulled up here. And then after that, we'll call it an evening, if that's all right with you guys. I've had a lot of fun with everybody, and it was awesome to see all these 2-year members, 2-year membership anniversaries go down. That basically gave me a reminder as to how long this channel has been going for. And man, how time flies. That's crazy. All right. So where's that article? There it is. So let me get this pulled up here. Make sure you guys can see this. You sure can. Now you can. All right. So let's start from the top. I don't know what this is. This looks like this is going to be an ad. I apologize. This isn't my YouTube. This is on The Guardian or the Independent News. So they've got all those little ads that run on the side. But let's see here. I mean, I guess we could watch this. Let's see. Is it muted? Trying to mute this. Anyways, let's just read the story. This thing's taking too long. All right. So it says a fatal shooting over the weekend. This was this last weekend. So this last Saturday, Sunday weekend. A fatal shooting over the weekend was the deadly culmination of an online feud between two content creators, according to investigators. On Sunday, a man who went by Finney the Legend was near the Bellagio with his wife, who went by the Monquier Bubbly. He was in the middle of a live stream when the shooting began. Finney the Legend's real name is Rodney Finley, and his wife's real name is Tanisha Finley. Prior to the shooting, Finley and another man, Manuel Ruiz, 41, who goes by Sin City Manny, were sniping at each other on their individual live streams, according to CBS 8 News Now. You see these terms they're using? Sniping, live streamers. These all sound familiar, right? It's crazy how close to home this gets, man. So basically, you got these two YouTubers that day were, basically beefing with each other, sniping each other, both live, talking shit about each other, okay? A fellow YouTuber told police that the feud started in 2023 and that he watched the shooting on a live stream, according to CBS 8 News Now. Manny pulled a gun from his front waistband and pointed it towards where he believed Finley was standing. Saw the muzzle flash on video and heard 5 to 6 gunshots, he told authorities, according to the outlet. He then said Finley's wife grabbed the gimbal holding the phone used to live stream, and 2 more shots were heard, causing the phone to fall to the ground, documents said. Ruiz was arrested and has been charged with 2 counts of murder. He's currently being held in the Clark County Detention Center. Ruiz made his first appearance in court on Tuesday morning, saying he acted in self-defense. He was denied bail. He claimed during his hearing that Finley's wife was dancing in his face and that he saw Finley reach for his waistband and ask, "What up, cuz?" Ruiz apparently interpreted this action as Finley reaching for a gun and says he shot to defend himself. He also admitted to shooting Finley's wife when he said he saw her holding a shiny black object that he believed was a gun. That's why we're going to watch the clip so you guys can make your own decision. According to investigators, Ruiz scrubbed his videos off the internet following the shooting, And I can tell you that's correct because today, actually yesterday, when I was reading all this, I went to I think it was either yesterday or 2 days ago, I went to this guy's, his YouTube channel, and it was up. You could go on all his videos and stuff. Today, when I went back to his YouTube channel, it's gone. It's done. He scrubbed it. It's off of YouTube completely. But it's already too late, dude. You know how many people, like, literally, there's already clip channels that have literally already archived all those things, And plus, they can also subpoena, the prosecutor's office could subpoena YouTube and have those videos, even if he deleted them or his channel was deleted, they can still have those videos are still in a cloud somewhere on YouTube's end, and they can still get those videos to the court if needed. So just, he might not have thought about that, but it's not going to work, man. But anyways, let's finish reading this here. So it says, according to investigators, Ruiz scrubbed his videos off the internet following the shooting, though some of his footage was still available via Finley's streams. So Finley, that guy that got killed, his YouTube is still up. And I'm going to show you guys his YouTube channel here in a second. As a matter of fact, from a few days ago when I looked at it to today, he's already gained I think 3,000 subscribers post-adamantly, or post, I can't say that word, but basically means after you pass away. So, okay, so it says Finley so starting back to that paragraph, according to investigators, Ruiz scrubbed his videos off the internet following the shooting, though some of his footage was still available via Finley streams. Finley and others would sometimes stream themselves watching Ruiz's streams and poke fun at his content. Basically, they trolled him. He's the least informed Vegas person out there, a guest on Finley's stream reportedly said. Judging by some of the social media posts associated with the feud, it appears that Ruiz allegedly used YouTube's copyright strike system to claim some of Finley's content. When a creator's video is claimed, they can no longer make money from the content on YouTube. Where have we seen this before? This sounds very familiar with a lot of the creators, a lot of the people we've covered. Threatening, to illegally or legally copyright strike people, right? One of Finley's streams suggests that he had an issue with a broader coalition of streamers. An opening to one of his streams included a copyright disclaimer and a clearly fake portrayal of President Donald Trump saying the words, "I want to say F Sin City family and F Manny." Sin City family was reportedly a term he used to refer to the people aligned with Ruiz. Finley had approximately 4,000 subscribers when he was killed. So take that in account. 4,000 subscribers when he was killed on Sunday. We'll see how many subs he has now. Like I said, I think it was just over 6K. Derek Ware, a friend of Finley's, told Fox 5 Vegas that the streamer was also a father, a grandfather, and a good friend. That's sad. He was a father, man. He's a good father. He takes care of his kids, Ware told the outlet. Ware said Tanisha Finley lived up to her moniker. That's how you say it, moniker. Bubbly, and was a welcome and bright personality everywhere she went. So they nicknamed her Bubbly because she was a welcome and bright personality everywhere she went. She would have fun everywhere she went. People wanted to be around her, he told the broadcaster. According to Ware, this is interesting. God, this is crazy how all this stuff sounds so familiar to this stuff that we've seen already on the internet. According to Ware, the feud between Finley and Ruiz began in 2023 after Ruiz allegedly pepper sprayed Tanisha Finley. He said rather than getting physical, Finley chose to respond to Ruiz pepper spraying his wife by trolling him online. His wife said she was okay, so he was just like, okay, let's handle this another way, Ware said. He controls his emotions very well. That's what I liked about him the most. He said that Ruiz's alleged escalation to outright violence was sickening and ruining two families. A fellow YouTuber, okay, hold on. Sorry, my thing scrolled up by accident. Let me see where we're at. Okay, that was the end of the article. So, man, what a feud, man. So it looks like at some point it got physical where the guy that I guess shot and killed these two people ended up pepper spraying the female, and instead of, getting physically or, revenge back, this guy said, you know what, we're just going to troll him. And that's apparently what he was doing. And I guess this trolling then went to them both sniping each other on Sunday, and then led to what you're going to see, what's going to happen next on the clip. So again, I'm going to give you guys a forewarning. This is graphic in nature. Warning, warning, warning. All right. So let me get this pulled up here, and then we'll have a little discussion. Just give me 1 second. What up, Cheryl S? What up, Ron S? So this guy you see right here that I have my cursor around, that's the Finley guy. He's the guy that's going to get murdered here in a bit. He's the smaller YouTuber. The guy that shoots him, the Sin City or whatever it's called, Manny or Sin City Family, his YouTube channel, I think when I checked, now we can't check it anymore because he scrubbed his channel. He had about 35,000 subscribers. So he was a way bigger channel. And, once you get past 10K, subs, you're considered getting up there in YouTube. So apparently, I guess this guy, Finley, was like a viewer, from other things I read, and, basically was a viewer. And that's how he found out about this guy. And then, got upset at him for whatever reason, and then made his own channel and then started trolling him. They're both from the same city. And where else have you seen this? This is an example we've seen in a lot of these feuds between other streamers. You know what I mean? And it went from, a viewer to a viewer starting a channel to basically hate on another YouTuber, to them trolling each other for a year, to it getting physical, to the big YouTuber, pepper spraying the smaller YouTuber's wife, to now this. And it's sad because nobody should be dying over YouTube beef, man. That's fucking crazy. It's fucking sick, disgusting, and horrible. And just the way this goes down is just so horrific, man. So again, forewarning. Here we go. I'm going to shut up. It's about a 31-second clip. We'll play it a few times. We'll even slow it down the second time so that you can catch everything a little bit better. But I'm just going to play it a few times just through at the regular speed, and then we'll slow it down. Okay? So here we go. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent.
Facts, donut.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right there in front of the Bellagio, you can hear a kid crying.
Just a few weeks, the scumbag IRL streamer went from daring the Filipino government.
Let's go back. Let me go back here. We'll play it again. And then I'm going to slow it down, because once I slow it down, you'll see, you can even see the guy Manny, the Sin City dude, before he shoots these two, you can see him following them. So he was already following them. Okay. That's already him basically having a plan. Okay. This wasn't just some random encounter. And when I slow it down, you'll see what I mean. And you can see it now, but you'll see it. It'll make more sense once I slow it down. But I'm going to play it again just at normal speed, and then we'll slow it down so I can point some things out for you. Okay. So here we go at normal speed again.
Facts, donut.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, just in front of like probably 100 people right in that little block at this time of night, you know. Before I forget, we just got a donation that I want to shout out, because once we get kind of towards the end of the show, I know I'm going to get kind of into my little speech and then I'm going to forget. So before that, so that I don't, let me just give me a second so I can get here with chat. I want to say a huge thank you to the Black Widow channel. Thank you, Black Widow channel, for that $25 Cash App. That reads, give me 1 second. I had it right here. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Black Widow. Welcome back to yourself. It's good to see you, my friend. I appreciate your continued support. And again, thank you for that $25 Cash App. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them. Black Widow channel, this gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. All right. So let's slow this down here. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay. And let me explain some things to you here. So again, as the cursor that you see me, this is the guy that they're talking about. I'm trying to, what was his channel name again? His name is Rodney Finley, but okay, his channel, he goes by Finney the Legend. So that's Finney the Legend. They're in front of the Bellagio, and he's there with his wife, okay? And they're doing their live stream. That's what he's looking into, okay? So that's Finney the Legend right there looking into his live stream. Now, I'm going to slow this down here a second. And I want to show you something. I want to show you the shooter before he shoots, to show you that he was stalking. Okay, so this guy right here that you see my cursor around, he's got the jersey, kind of looks like with the white sleeves, blue centers part, and a white hat with glasses, and he's got a goatee that you can kind of see, a beard, dark beard, black beard. That's Manny. He's the big YouTuber, okay? He's the one that does the shooting. So watch as he's already looking. He was already stalking them, okay? So this guy's looking into the stream. He's talking into the stream. He doesn't even notice this guy, Manny, was following him or pulling up behind him. He had no clue. So just watch, slow motion. All right, there he is again, just in case you didn't see where I was pointing at. He's passing that guy with the white shirt. He's just to the right of him. Kind of the white hat, glasses, blue jersey with the white sleeves. So see, he even walks past him. Doesn't even look at him. So then even when this guy Finney turns around, Finney the Legend, he doesn't even notice that guy Manny just walked behind him, okay? So it looks like Manny's walking up to his wife. I think that's where the encounter starts with. He starts talking some shit to the wife, okay? And that's when this guy Finney looks over, when he starts hearing the commotion going on. So you hear it? She goes, "Bring your ass." So now he's starting to turn his head because he hears the commotion going on between that guy Manny and his wife. And he runs over there. See? So there's the wife right there with the black ponytail and the black dress or top. And then there's Manny to the left of her, the guy with the white hat, okay? So he takes out the gun. You can actually hear him cocking that. I think it's him racking the slide back. He may not have had one in the chamber, if that's what I'm hearing, but either way, you're gonna hear the shots. You hear him shooting the Finney guy, or Finney the Legend, and then I think it was 6 shots, and then you see Finney's wife run to grab the gimbal, which in just my opinion is just crazy. You know what I mean? There's probably just 100 other things I would have done than just going and grabbing my live stream, but whatever, to each their own. But sadly, as she grabs the live stream, you hear her say, "What the fuck?" And then you hear 2 more shots, and that's when she was shot, and she goes down, and that's when you see the camera fall, and obviously the live streams ends. As far, I mean, she couldn't end the live stream. I'm sure YouTube ended it or whatever platform did at some point, but that's on their end when she stops, as far as being able to have control of the stream when she falls down with it and passes away. So here we go. I'm just going to continue play at the slow motion and just play it through. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's probably, then you hear that infant or baby in the back crying. That's crazy. I'll tell you what, just looking, and again, it's hard to tell from this video because it's not the best quality, but just the size of that gun, from what I can see, that looks like it's probably like either, at the minimum, a 9mm, but that looks like either a 40 or 45 caliber size handgun. And that's a really dangerous handgun to have in public, okay? Not only depending on what type of round you have, can that go through somebody and hit somebody else, but, that's a round that can penetrate metal. That's why cops use them, to penetrate through car doors and shit. And then when you have somebody that's just, obviously somebody that's probably not had any, and, I can't speak on his behalf, but let's just assume does not have, for somebody to do something like this, probably does not have any training, with firearms, or discipline with the firearm. And it is pulling something out like that and taking 7 shots in the middle of a fucking Las Vegas crowd. So it's horrible that 2 people died, but the fact that more people than injured or died is a miracle. And over fucking YouTube bullshit beef. That's the sad thing. You have now lives on all these families change. Children that now don't have a mother and a father. The children that this guy Manny had that are no longer going to ever see their father because he'll be in jail for the rest of his life. This is just fucked up. So many worlds, man. It's just unbelievable. All right. So that concludes my coverage on that case, or excuse me, on that incident. Again, it did make national news. Just to show you here really quick. This was when I went to the that guy Manny or Sin City Families channel a few days ago. It was active. Now, when you go to that person's link for their YouTube channel, you see the old monkey with the magnifying glass, which means it's no longer there. But when you go to the guy Finny the Legend, his YouTube channel is still up. And I think they said he had 4K subs at the time of the shooting. He's now at 6.48K subs. So just under 6,500 subs. 6,500 subs. And, I can't show you, obviously, the other guy, but he was a bigger YouTuber. He had, I think, about 34K subs. So obviously he's probably been doing content for a while and had a lot of, viewers. It's just sad that it led to all this shit, man. And like I said, just reading that article just kind of made the hairs on my arm raise up, because it just reminds me of just a lot of the fucking YouTube beefs that I've already, have heard or have watched happen through the many communities that are on YouTube. You know what I mean? And it's gotten physical for some people, or real life, like they said. To the point like this? No, not yet. And some people have, not any of the people that I've followed or, covered. But obviously there's plenty of other stories of, YouTube shit getting real and people getting hurt and killed. But to see it like this and be on live stream is crazy. All right. So, yeah, that's the guy right there, Finny the Legend. That's his YouTube, in case you want to check it out. And looks like his last live stream was, let's see, 3 days ago from when this incident happened. There's him with his family, live, Las Vegas, lunch. Fucking crazy world, man. Exactly. I will say that 100%, man. You sure don't. You really don't. All right, guys. That is going to conclude. We've been on for just under 2 hours, so that's kind of where I just wanted to be at. I think I said an hour, maybe no more than an hour and a half. So I lied a bit, but no. I think we said 2 hours. No, I didn't lie. So we're right there. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming in this evening, especially kind of at the last notice, or late notice for some of y'all, especially if my first notifications aren't going out. But it feels great to be back. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for everybody that reached out to me while I was taking my break and just making sure I was doing okay. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for everybody that came back tonight, that took the time out of your Wednesday to come back and continue to support the NJ Courts TV channel. So we're here. We're back on track again now. And next update will probably be sometime next week. Once one of these cases go through. Well, actually, we've got the Blackout Andy hearing tomorrow, so we may have an update tomorrow, or I may just post something if I hear anything. And then again, you can follow through the doing a case search through the Orange County case search website. All this is public information I showed. Don't worry, I didn't go. I got disconnected for a second. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Somebody's poking my voodoo doll right now. Damn you, Blackout Andy. Yes, he's got his hearing tomorrow scheduled for the morning. So again, it's a public hearing. So any of y'all that want to make it out to the what area? We said it's at the Harbor Justice Center, which is at, let me get you that info again. It's going to be tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., courtroom H10. And let's see here. Oh, yeah, it was on the other information. Let me get that on here. It is going to be at the Harbor Justice Center, which is in Newport Beach, California. 4601 Jamboree Road. Just Google search Harbor Justice Center. So that'll be tomorrow in the morning, assuming that his lawyer doesn't submit another request for, what's the technical term again? Request for continuance. There we go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude my evening tonight. Again, thank you to everybody that is supporting this channel this evening. For the time that I was gone, I appreciate everybody hanging in there, especially all my members of the jury, all the viewers. Thank you. Thank you for everybody's support this evening. I very much appreciate it. Like I had mentioned, the last stream that I had done before you guys didn't see me until today, I am still and will be for a while be paying back some credit card bills for the trip that we just came back from last month or close to a month ago. And now, am I complaining? No, it was fucking awesome and well worth it. But yeah, I will be definitely doing some e-begging for the next couple of months until we pay those off. And then we'll start scheduling possibly maybe another trip here coming up soon. We did have one planned, but obviously that got canceled. And I don't have anything planned yet anymore, but I'm just going to take it, kind of show by show and day by day. We'll just go from there. But either way, I had a great time. I know a lot of people had an awesome time watching the live stream from California. And again, I appreciate everybody's support from that trip and everybody supporting, again, continuing going forth, me trying to pay all that back. So thank you again for everybody's support tonight. That's where I was going. So I will see you guys on the next one. Please take some time to love somebody, whether it's yourself, but hopefully it's somebody else. We need a lot of that going around, especially this weekend. Most importantly, especially those folks that are going to be out, maybe possibly in these, these protests for this weekend are going to be everywhere. So if you're going to be there either protesting, either there just as a member of the public watching or as a member of the media covering it, please be safe. And with that, I mean, keep your head on a swivel, check your 6 every once in a while, please. And just stay safe, man. And I will catch you guys on the next one. NJ Courts is officially out of here. Hey, thank you guys. Actually, that wasn't too bad for a month, not doing that for a month. So you guys have a wonderful Wednesday night. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.